The psychedelic age influenced the popularity of the paper dress in the 1960s. Its existence is attributed to the Scott Paper Company, which put out a coupon for a paper dress as a gimmick to sell their newly introduced disposable paper plates and napkins. They put their first ad out in 1966 in 17 magazine. The one wear only A-line dress sold for $1.25. Oddly enough, disposable clothing was initially intended for hospital staff, so that they could save money on laundry costs, but the gimmick quickly turned into a fashion trend, and the thin, easily ripped material symbolized the liberalization of female sexuality. Companies such as Hallmark and Dove caught on to the idea and made their own versions of the paper dress. Thus, its popularity grew throughout the decade. Women no longer had to sew clothing. Dresses could be shortened simply with a pair of scissors. Maternity dresses, Halloween costumes, and even wedding dresses could be found as paper dresses. Manufacturers touted that vacationers could pack lightly with these disposable fashions. Pop artists such as Andy Warhol got into the action with the Campbell Soup super dress. Paper dresses were also used for campaigning, such as this Robert Kennedy version from 1968. Jackie Kennedy even sported a paperdelic at the Washington, D.C. benefit that year. Dresses could potentially be worn 10 times before inevitable disposal. Though the dresses were dipped in fire-resistant compounds for fire safety, these materials quickly wore off after one wash. Wearers had to be careful to avoid lit cigarettes and other flammable objects. The printing process often incorporated fluorescent dyes that visually made the garment groovy and psychedelic, wherever UV or black lights were found, for instance at parties or in incense shops. This 1960s paperdelic dress was donated by Camilla Berry. It was never worn, and it came in its original plastic bag. The fad had quickly died out by the end of the 60s, as recycling entered popular culture, safety concerns increased, and the general stiffness of the fabric and non-form-fitting silhouette became less appealing.